Good evening. It is March 26, 2020. I didn't get to do the video log yesterday, so I guess I'll try to combine everything today into this one video. Yesterday, I guess we got news, or I think it was probably more Tuesday night going into Wednesday, that uh, Denton is now a shelter in place, meaning that we can't leave our house. We can't leave our houses. We have to quarantine ourselves. We can only leave our houses only to go to the store, get essential items, essentially food, toilet paper, water, all that stuff. With that, also, all parks in Denton have been closed. So kids can't even go to the park and play. I guess here on campus, they did close the little park that is in the Lowry Woods area, so no kids are allowed to go in there. Within the Lowry Woods Community Clubhouse, the computer lab, there's only 3 computers open with a spacing of 6 feet apart, so they are limiting people going inside the club, going inside the computer lab. So yeah, actually that actually happened to me today because I had to print something off and they asked me for my ID card and I had to sign in, and good thing they didn't give me a time limit because I was in there for a little bit because I had to print off a lesson plan for my son, so that way we can help, see what else we can do, because we're kind of, I won't say we're running out of ideas for us, to what we can teach him, but maybe give us a little, give us some ideas on what else we can do, essentially. So Denton, like I said, Denton is now a shelter in place. It had passed, I believe, like Tuesday, and it was effective yesterday. Yesterday was March 25th. So yeah, so we're now officially with shelter in place. I believe almost all of Texas is now shelter in place. So yeah, but yesterday, as far as weather, was nice weather outside, so you can't complain. It was nice weather. I spent most of the day with my 2 kids inside. So yeah, as far as today went, we actually had to get some stuff at the store. We first went to Target. No big deal. There wasn't really many people in Target anyway, so it was pretty easy to practice our social distancing. We just had to keep reminding our kids to not be touching things, to keep their hands to themselves, and then once we got home, to remind them to wash their hands. There's actually more groceries at Target, but it was still bare. I noticed at the meats, a lot of meats at Target here in Denton was pretty empty. It was almost bare. A lot of the canned food items at Target were bare. The flour was almost gone. We're actually lucky to find flour. We've been trying to look for flour at like 3 different types of stores, and every time we went, there was no flour. So we were actually very lucky to find flour. So yeah, it was just. So yeah, it's kind of weird. A lot of stores are really bare, really bare. A lot of clothes though. So as far as when we were trying to, usually every day we pick up our children. We go out to their school to pick up lunch for them because they're having like almost like a drive-through for lunch, and we pick up, we go there and pick up their lunch. It's almost like essentially school lunch, and which we wanted to check out the middle school here, one of the middle schools here in Denton, and we're just driving by just to pass time, but kind of noticed that there was very few cars driving around. It was very eerie. It just seemed very almost like a wasteland, really, almost like, I guess you can say apocalyptic, maybe, like just very almost like The Walking Dead, I guess you can essentially compare it to. That's how it felt like today. very few cars. It was just us almost drive. It seemed like almost us driving around town with nobody else. There were some, here and there. There was a lot of there's a lot of cars on University, but once you start going further out into town, there's very few cars in between. So yeah, it was just very strange, very strange. I had just very eerie feeling, even at the store today too. Just had a very eerie feeling. As far as the weather today too, it was another nice day today. Another nice day. So most of our schooling was done outside than inside. So it was this week has been a change. It's been a change for us instead of being cooped up inside. Go outside and do school. Just the other day, Texas Women's University released, or actually, Dr. Landick, she sent us a message saying, hey, there's emergency aid for you guys. Go apply for it. And then my family and I, we did apply for it, and we were approved. It's $500. It may seem a lot, but for myself and my family, it doesn't really go very much way because we had to pay for our car, we had to pay our phone, I had to pay for my car insurance, one for my vehicle and one for a vehicle I don't even use. I don't even know why I still had to pay for insurance for that car, but I still do. And then who knows, maybe a little bit of groceries if I have enough, maybe even for my wife's medication, I don't know. So yeah, $500 doesn't really go too far. So I think one thing that we can see through this, this crisis, this pandemic, is that people don't have money. A lot of people aren't working. A lot of businesses aren't in operation, so they're losing out in money. So it's a lot of people are running out of money, and we're just looking, pretty much we're trying to survive. It's tough, very tough out there. And I know with the House and Senate, I believe the House and the Senate have now passed the stimulus package where people are going to be receiving money, to help out throughout this crisis. I believe $1,200 for adults, and I think maybe like $500 for a child if you have for each child if you have a family. So almost $3,200 for a family, or $3,200 or more per family. It depends. So let's see. Who knows how that's gonna work out? Because a lot of banks are kind of closed too. So oh, fine, go ahead. Yeah, come here. You wanna?
Sorry, people that are watching Daddy's video.
I'm just recording it, but it's okay. You want to tell people what you saw today?
Oh, we saw turtles at the pond.
Yeah, we saw turtles at the pond, which was pretty cool. But what did you notice when we were driving? Did you notice anything?
For what?
Like anything? Like, did you see a lot of cars? Did you see a lot of people walking around?
I saw people walking around.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people walking around. How about when we got to we're trying to get lunch for you? Did you see people driving? A lot of people driving?
I only saw one person driving.
No. Yeah, so it was kind of.
One person was walking.
Yeah, a lot of people walking. A lot of.
Because they live close by.
Maybe they did. Who knows?
Or maybe they just want to walk.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to walk. Cool. And how about?
Yeah, 9 minutes.
Yeah, and how about on campus? Did we see a lot of people on campus? No.
I don't know. I think yeah.
Yeah.
No, there are not a lot of people.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people still out here on campus, and students are continuing to move out.
And we have nowhere else to go.
Yes, we have nowhere else to go because this is our house, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, this is where we live, so we
have to save that money to buy a house.
Yes, we have to save that money to buy a house, so
we have 9 minutes.
We have 9 minutes. Yeah, but how about How about school? How are you doing school today, Calvin? Oh, by the way, this is my son Calvin. So he is.
If you watched his video, me riding on my bike, that's me riding my bike.
Yes. Okay, but let's go to school. How are you doing school?
Oh, good, really good.
No, but how are you doing your schoolwork? Are you going to school?
I feel like I'm like doing actual school
You feel-
instead of homeschooling. I feel like I'm doing actual school.
So you're doing school at home?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel?
Really happy.
Really happy that you're doing school,
Mhm.
homeschooling at work, but
Mhm.
do you miss your teacher?
No.
You don't miss Miss Hardy?
No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you miss your teacher.
Mm-mm.
But what about your friends? You don't miss your friends?
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you miss your friends. He's lying. He misses his friends.
Trust
here you
me, guys. I'm not lying.
All right, here. All right, can you here? Come on,
No
stop saying that.
hands.
All right, can you say goodbye to everybody?
Bye, everyone. I'm gonna play.
Go to bed.
I'm not tired yet.
Go to bed.
I'm tired.
Go, Calvin. Anyways, yeah. So we're continuing to homeschool our children. We kind of have a routine with them. My daughter is continuing to ask us when she can go back to school because she doesn't really have a full grasp on what's going on. She just knows that a lot of people are getting sick. She just wants to know when she can go see her teacher, when she can go see her friend. So that's, I think, a little hard. For her, I think for myself and for my wife as well, because we're both kind of essentially we're both educators. We love teaching, so it's kind of hard to tell a child that they can't go to school. So yeah. I guess in other news or in other events, TW has officially closed the library too, so we can't go into the library. We can only do virtual checkups or checkouts with the library. I don't know what that means, but essentially everything is online. So yeah, I guess essentially the campus is closed. I think the only things that are open are the housing communities and dining. But even with dining, it's grab it and go. So yeah. Hopefully tomorrow's video, I'll have my wife, because yesterday she did have her doctor's appointment, and hopefully she can tell her experience on what she saw during her doctor visit. What she saw, what she noticed, what she felt, essentially. So that'll be my first interview for this series of video logs. Other than that, until then, it's pretty. Oh, I guess today too. I guess on another note, I guess before I close it out, on today when we're out doing our, I guess essentially our grocery shopping, we did stop at the Dollar Tree store. That's, I don't even know what street it's on, but it's the one by the VA clinic and right across from the mall. Actually, they were limiting the amount of people into the store, because we were all gonna go in, but we were stopped by the one of the employees who said, unfortunately, we're at almost at capacity, and we could only allow 10 people. Or I think it was 8 to 10 people in the store, and only one of you can come in. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, let me just take my kids back into the car. My wife, grabbed what she needed to get from the dollar store and came back. So it was really good that that businesses are actually taking this seriously. Limiting the amount of interaction between people in their stores. Nobody gets sick and all that. So, but yeah, almost forgot about telling you all that. But until then, that's all that I have for this log. Not very much for yesterday, a little bit for today. So yeah, just I guess one of the main points is that people don't have money. It's hard to buy stuff now, even especially to run a business, pay employees. and then I guess another takeaway is that people are now limiting, the amount of people in their stores, so they can stop the spread of this the COVID-19, the coronavirus, essentially what it's called. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, I guess until then, tomorrow I will hopefully, like I said, I'll hopefully have my wife tell her experience on what she noticed. So yeah, until then, I will see you guys tomorrow.